All right, today we are diving headfirst into a real cosmic detective story. We're opening up the case file on one of the most intriguing and, frankly, mysterious objects out there, the Black Eye Galaxy.
So here it is, Messier 64. It's a gorgeous spiral galaxy, kind of like our own Milky Way, sitting about 17 million light-years away in the constellation Coma Berenices. But what makes it so special is that one feature that just jumps right out at you. You see that incredible dark sweep of dust? It almost looks like a cosmic bruise right across its bright center. And that is where it gets its famous name.
You know, that one feature has really split opinions. On one hand, some people look at it and see the evil eye, something kind of ominous staring back at us from deep space. But then others see this profound, almost delicate beauty, a true cosmic masterpiece. And that's where the legendary astronomer Vera Rubin comes in. She was an absolute trailblazer in studying how galaxies rotate, and she looked right past that evil label and suggested we call it the Sleeping Beauty Galaxy. She was just captivated by its strange, elegant form.
So, this all leads us to the heart of our investigation today. What is really going on here? What created this so-called black eye? Is it just some trick of the light? Or is it a clue pointing to a much more violent, much more dramatic past? This is the mystery we're going to solve.
Okay, so the very first clue, and this is a big one, comes from looking at how this galaxy moves, because it turns out the part we can actually see with our eyes, well, that's literally only half the story.
Now, at first glance, the explanation for the eye seems pretty simple. We're seeing M64 tilted at about a 59-degree angle. So that dark lane is just a massive stream of cosmic dust in the foreground, blocking the light from all the stars behind it. Case closed, right? Not even close.
This is where the whole story just takes a wild turn. When astronomers pointed their radio telescopes at M64, they found something that just shouldn't be possible. The stars in the galaxy are all spinning one way, but surrounding them is this huge invisible disk of gas that's spinning the complete opposite way.
And this right here shows the problem perfectly. On the left, you've got the galaxy we see in visible light, its stars rotating in one direction. But the image on the right, well, that's a velocity map of the gas. The red and blue colors show that gas is moving in opposite directions. It's spinning against the galactic tide.
So how's that even possible? This is the puzzle that had astronomers scratching their heads for years. It's like finding a car where the front wheels are trying to go forward and the back wheels are trying to go in reverse. It just doesn't make sense. Something major must have happened to this galaxy.
And so, the investigation began. Scientists started lining up the cosmic suspects, trying to figure out what could possibly explain this bizarre counter-rotation.
They basically had three main theories. First, maybe M64 just slowly slurped up this gas from the space between galaxies over billions of years. Or maybe another galaxy had a close call, a sort of cosmic flyby, and some of its gas got ripped off and trapped in a backward orbit. Or, the most dramatic option, was this the aftermath of a full-on head-on galactic collision?
For a while, that flyby theory had a prime suspect. It was a little gas-rich dwarf galaxy called Coma P. It's relatively close to M64 in the sky, so astronomers naturally wondered if it might be the culprit.
The idea was that maybe a billion years ago, Coma P just zipped past M64 at high speed, and that gravitational tug-of-war could have siphoned off a stream of its gas, which then settled into that weird backward orbit. It was a decent theory, for sure, but it was missing one thing, a smoking gun. There was no conclusive evidence.
And to find that smoking gun, astronomers had to look somewhere else entirely. Not at the bright, obvious disk of the galaxy, but into the faint, dark, vast sphere of stars surrounding it, the stellar halo. And what they found there, well, it changed everything. This is it. This is the moment the case broke wide open. This absolutely incredible, ultra-deep image from the Subaru telescope shows what no one could see before. Do you see those faint streams and shells of stars wrapping around M64? That is not the debris from a near miss. That is the ghost of an entire galaxy that was torn apart and literally eaten.
And the scale of this event is just staggering. The stellar mass of those ghostly remains is estimated to be
500 million times the mass of our own sun. Let that sink in for a second. That is an enormous amount of stars. And this evidence, well, it definitively ruled out a simple flyby. This was a direct hit.
Case closed.
So, now we have all the pieces of the puzzle. Let's put them all together and see how this incredible cosmic crash created the very feature that gave M64 its famous and infamous name.
The galaxy that M64 ate was no pipsqueak. It was a gas-rich satellite galaxy with a stellar mass really similar to the Small Magellanic Cloud, which is one of the Milky Way's own neighbors that you can see from the southern hemisphere. So just imagine something that big crashing into a galaxy like ours. It was a huge event.
Okay, so here's how it all went down. First, this smaller galaxy merges with M64, but on a backward orbit. As it falls in, gravity rips its stars apart, creating those faint shells we saw in the halo. Meanwhile, all of its gas settles into a new, counter-rotating disk. And here is the key. Where this new, backward-spinning gas meets M64's original, forward-spinning gas, they crash. This creates a massive cosmic traffic jam, which triggers a huge burst of star formation and churns up all that dust, creating the iconic black eye.
So you see, the evil eye isn't evil at all. It's not sinister, it's actually a scar, a beautiful, dynamic star-forming scar left over from a colossal cosmic collision that's still playing out, right now, as we speak. That Sleeping Beauty name, it was probably more accurate than even Vera Rubin could have imagined.
And that just leaves us with one last thought. The proof of this incredibly violent past was hidden in the faintest, darkest parts of M64 for billions of years. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other galaxies that look perfectly normal are hiding equally dramatic stories written in the faint ghosts of stars, just waiting for us to build telescopes powerful enough to finally read them?